Hey guys, it's been a few years. Um, Thank you guys so much for your questions on my Instagram post yesterday. I've missed you guys. I've really, really missed you guys. I've taken a look through, I've read every comment on that post just to get a feel for what you guys want to know. So I thought I would try to have this somewhat structured, um, just so we don't go too far off course because I like to go on tangents and I know I really can ramble on forever and ever and ever. So, just so you guys have an idea, some of the questions I'm going to be answering. Thank you guys so much again for, you know, asking the questions. Just questions like how I've been, like why did I leave? Why did I leave for so long? Will I come back? Do I still do makeup and hair? Some other personal questions and just a very general what have I been up to? How have I been? I've been pretty damn good. I've been pretty good. Of course, just like anyone, I've had my good days, I've had my bad days. Um, Lately, I've been feeling just overall better because I've tried to focus more on like my personal mental health, my physical health, even like just what I eat, what I consume, and doing whatever I can to battle negative thoughts. Maybe we can talk about that in another video, but I think you guys kind of got a feel for that from like past videos. And I was gonna say blog posts, but if you guys haven't noticed, my blog is like gone. I think it got hacked into, so it's just gone. I'm gonna see if I can redo it. That would be really nice actually to have a fresh start. So yeah, I've been well. I've been good. Thank you guys for asking. Why did I leave? Why did I leave for so long? Okay, so I knew that I wanted to venture out and try new things. And I also knew that by doing that I might end up having to like sacrifice what we had here, Because once I commit to something, I really throw my heart into it. I throw like all of me into it because that's just how I learn best. And it's just like with anything when you start something new, it's you can't help but feel a little vulnerable sometimes because it's like you question, it's like, is this the right thing for me? Am I going to fit in? Am I going to do a good job? And I just knew working a 9 to 5 was going to take more out of me. But for a while I was in denial, and that's why I didn't really know what to tell you guys. I like was in denial about how much energy it would suck out of me. That sounds really negative when I put it that way. Just how much it might consume me, that I thought, no, it'll be fine. I'll be able to do this YouTube, be an influencer and work this 9 to 5 life and learn a bunch of new things. In my mind, it's like I should be able to handle all of that and it'll be fine. But I realized that some of you guys use like the word sabbatical. You said hiatus. I think like lately I realized actually this was a sabbatical that I really needed, and I think it's good because then you come back feeling refreshed, feeling more inspired, having learned like new things, having different insights, and it just makes you maybe a more well-rounded person, maybe more cultured. It just opens your eyes to new things, and then it's like now I can share even more stuff with you guys that I've experienced. In fact, I actually just feel like I can relate to a lot more people now, which I don't know why, like that's like a relief, but it is. It feels good. So, yeah, I left so I could explore different opportunities. I guess we'll get into that in a little bit, but just just to answer why I did and why for so long. I had worked at 3 different companies in the past few years. The first 2 times were internships, and now I'm still in my full-time role. So it's just been like an adjustment again and again, and it just never really felt like I was ready to do this. I've been afraid to do this for a long time, and I know that's so silly because as I sit here, I'm just like, this feels so good. It feels comfortable. I love talking to you guys, and there have been at least a handful of moments like in the past few years that I just wanted to like, you know, hop on and chat with you guys and be like, what's up? So it took a while. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep you waiting like this. There have been many times where I was just like guilt ridden, and I really wanted to catch up with you guys. And I think the perfectionist side of me just felt like, but you haven't done much yet, or what do you like? Who cares? Like, your people have forgotten about you. And I would just think such low negative thoughts about myself, and that's something that I continue to try to work through every day. I don't think that I necessarily lack a ton of confidence. I just had to really get to a place where I felt like I could be proud of myself and like love myself. So that was just, it was just, I guess, a tough thing, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. It's like I was like my worst enemy. It wasn't anything that anyone said. It wasn't any expectations that anyone put on me. It was just, I didn't see myself in a positive light. That's a good question. Some of you guys also asked, like, what are my future plans with YouTube? Am I going to be doing like more makeup and hair tutorials or anything like that? Fashion videos? So I don't want to make any promises because you guys have seen how it's been, and I know by saying that might be really disappointing for some of you guys. If you guys are already like set to hit the unsubscribe button, I completely understand. Like, a lot of us are in a different place in our lives now. If you're just like, oh yeah, I was into this girl back then when I was like into makeup or whatever, but that's just not my thing now, I totally get it. If you decide to stick around, that, like, thank you. Thank you for just being here with me through my journey. And I know it's just taken a while for me to share my story, but I hope to create more content. Like, I think about it all the time. I do. I hope to create more content. It likely would not like strongly revolve around beauty, fashion, hair, but more likely lifestyle. What I've been really into lately is like health and fitness. It's the type of content I'm mostly consuming, so it's likely that I may want to create content around that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and plug my new Instagram account where I've posted more of that type of content. It felt really good just to start posting on there again. There are only a few posts now, but I feel very at ease in a way where I'm like, I don't feel like I have to really overthink those posts. It's literally me just sharing like the beginning of this new fitness journey. Some of you guys also asked if I still do makeup and hair, like as in freelance work. I don't. I've stopped doing that a long time ago. There have been a few occasional moments where I would do it for my friend's wedding, but I don't do it anymore. Okay, it's actually getting really warm. I was cold earlier, but now I'm sweating. So we're gonna take this off. Okay. Okay. All right. So Matt and I, are we married? No, we are not married, but we have been living together in this apartment for the past year and a few months now, and I've been loving it. I've been wanting to live with him for like the longest time, so when it finally happened, I can't even tell you, like, I was so happy, I was so excited, I like couldn't wait to go ahead and start decorating the place and just make it our own. It was just something I wanted for so long, and then like I even remember in the early days of like when we first started living here, I would like walk around and think to myself in my head, like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky. I can't believe I live here and with Matt. Like, it was just, that was a monumental moment. And I remember thinking then too, like, oh, I really want to share this with you guys, but I don't know, life just kept happening and I didn't. But yeah, I am so happy living here with him. A lot of you guys also asked about how Sammy is doing. Thank you guys. He's doing well. A little bit morbid, but we're surprised that he's still alive. If you didn't know, he has liver cancer. We discovered this around last June, I believe, and decided that we wouldn't have him go under chemo. So they basically told us he was only going to have a few more months to live. And I remember learning about this while I was at work, and I was like bawling my eyes out. I was so distraught. Like, I thought, like, how is this possible? What do you mean he has like a lump next to his liver? And it just so happened because they did an ultrasound on him that they discovered it and saw that he had cancer. So it's like, oh, but he's still alive and kicking. He's doing well. Very lately, he hasn't been eating as much and is getting skinnier. So we are a little concerned, but we just continue to shower him with as much love as we possibly can. Okay, so the biggest question that I felt like is probably going to take the longest time to answer, and if you guys still would like to stick through and hang around, if you haven't gotten a cup of, I don't know, I was going to say coffee, I don't know what time you might be watching this, a beverage, a snack or something, let's dive into what I've been up to, because yeah, there's going to be quite a bit to unpackage there. So ever since I pivoted, ever since I stopped creating these videos, which was like towards the end of 2017, so yeah, a little over 3 years ago, I decided to start interning. So I interned for a web development and marketing agency, a really small one. One of my friends referred me, and that was a really eye-opening experience for me because I wasn't used to working with other people, like with a team. So I quickly realized, like, wow, your email etiquette kind of sucks. You're like learning some social norms, or I guess like, I don't want to call it office politics, but that essentially is what it is. And it was an adjustment, but I loved the team there. It was like really refreshing to just work with other people. Like, I think I was more extroverted than usual because it was just really nice to work around people. I was there for a few months, and then I ended up doing another internship because I just felt like, okay, I was sort of doing like account management. I got a feel for that, which was good to sort of like go into the digital marketing world and get a feel of everything. But then I wanted to focus in a little bit more. So at my next internship, which was at another advertising agency, I decided to focus a little bit more on brand strategy, and then towards the end of that on paid media. So when you think about like the ads that you see, on Facebook, on Instagram, sponsored content like that, on LinkedIn even, like there is a lot of thought that goes behind those ads, and I think performance marketing is just a lot of fun. It's fun for me to like see content go out there and see exactly how it's performing. And it's not to say you can't do that with like organic content. See, I'm going too deep. Okay, let's pull it back a little bit. So I was there at that agency, which was just a little bit bigger than the previous one that I worked at, just for 4 months. And then after that, I went on to work at a larger tech company, which is where I'm still at now. We are just around 700 to 800 people, and I work in HR as an employer brand manager. And just a quick fast forward, I actually started off as a coordinator for the recruitment team, and I'm still on that team, but now I focus more. It's like it kind of goes back, right, to like brand strategy, but then also how do we tell our story and not only like capture the attention of potential candidates, but also retain our current amazing talent. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. I think there's so much more I could say about that, but we'll leave it at that. So yeah, besides working a 9 to 5, like I mentioned earlier, I am very into like health and fitness now, and it's very much a new journey for me, so I'm very excited about that. I've been strength training about 3 to 4 times a week, and then when I'm not in the gym, I'll still sometimes do workouts here, or I'll go out for a run. It's good to change it up, but it's been great. So yeah, overall I've been doing well. Matt has been doing well. Sometimes I like to think that me and Matt have pretty much like swapped lives, because he has his own startup. He's like producing content. He's like the brains behind the operations, and yeah, he doesn't sit in front of a camera like what I'm doing now, but he has more flexibility, whereas, yeah, I do work the 9 to 5. But overall, I'm enjoying it. I've learned so much, and I think if I like do some more stuff like this outside of it, it's gonna be a really good balance because I don't know maybe that's the thing with YouTube. I was just so sucked into it, like that was like my main thing, and maybe that just wasn't very healthy for me. So I guess that idea could apply anywhere. Sometimes you just have to find like the right balance for yourself. Yeah, I am still sweating. Um, I hope this was an okay catch up. I think I answered a lot of your questions. I know there were some that I didn't quite get to, but let me know how you guys are doing. I know a lot probably has changed for you guys in the past year too. Let me know like what you've learned, what maybe some crazy things that have happened. Actually, you know what? Before we go, I wanted to read this little, I guess it's a diary entry, little journal entry that I wrote on September 8th of 2018. And this sort of goes back to the question of like you guys asking what goals I have for the year. There were so many times where I just took myself too seriously, that I wasn't kind to myself. So, I said like I wanted to practice more compassion. Another one, quote, I want to have fun for the rest of my life. Closed quotation marks. As these words came out of my mouth, my girlfriends and I couldn't help but laugh. I was surprised to hear myself say it. Not that it isn't a sentiment that shouldn't hold true, but to be in this happy mental state, to allow myself to have fun, is pretty rad. One of my girlfriends couldn't agree with me more. This topic came out of the thought of not wanting to lose your sense of self and identity. And, not due to having kids or getting old or whatever it is. So, what can you do to invest in yourself to be the best version of yourself possible? Every time I read that, it just makes me happy because it's like you need those like little moments where you just reel it back in and be like, why? Don't take yourself way too seriously. Not to say don't take life too seriously, but just have a moment to have fun and live your life. Live it up. Yeah. Okay. That's it. We did it. I'm so excited. Excuse me as I burp because I just ate dinner. So yeah, I hope it won't be too long till you guys see me again. I can't literally see you, but yeah, let's not be strangers. This feels like an awkward like catching up reunion date. But I really do hope you guys have been doing well, and I'll see you, if not here, I'll see you on Instagram. Bye.